Welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. It's me. I'm still in charge. It's Joshi, and I thought I told you guys to get out of here. What are you guys still doing here? Go, go, go.
Okay, sorry.
What do I do with my time?
We have more important things to do, such as choke points. If you've not seen this before, welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. We're going to talk about a little bit that game, but we're going to do it through a telestrator. We're going to talk about Wildcard and how 100 Thieves were able to break a lot of that stuff up. So, as I get this all ready, let's make sure you guys can see everything. I promise this is well put together. Damn. Okay. So, one of the things that we've been looking at before when we were looking at Wildcard historically is that this is a team that has been very good at getting setups going around objectives. And they're really good at setting up their own objectives and breaking their opponent's setups, and that's something that has been giving them a lot of success. And as we start to play through this clip that happened in a previous series when they're playing up against Evil Geniuses, we can kind of get an idea of how well that they can create space for themselves. And one of the things that we oftentimes look at is how well Soligo in particular is good at preventing other teams from coming in for a flank. And as we go in for a pause, you can already notice that as we start to get everybody set up, these guys are already cut out. Moose Hater has this flank where he is preventing anybody from coming in, and while Ryoma is coming in for a flank angle, you're very quickly going to see how Wildcard are going to react to them. And so while Evil Geniuses are going to be struggling to find their way in, as I move over to the play button, we will get to see a little bit more of how Wildcard can actually deal with this. And so you can already see, right, as we start to have the battle lines set up, as Ryoma is over here coming in, Soligo, he's basically just a one-man army, preventing anybody on Evil Geniuses from walking through this choke point because he just has the ball here. He's making sure that, in particular, the jungler cannot get in. And it gives a lot of space because on the other side of the fight, barely visible on your screen, Moose Hater over here is also looking go for a counter flank. So Evil Geniuses are worried about getting collapsed this way. They're getting worried about collapse from the river. And so even though Ryoma is looking for a flank of his own, he's still got Keel. Keel is ready to peel up towards here. He can throw his ultimate down in the other direction. There's no real way for Evil Geniuses to walk in. And as we continue to play out through the rest of the clip, you'll notice that it is so difficult for Evil Geniuses to make anything happen. And one of the things that we oftentimes praise a lot of teams for is their willingness to just kind of walk away. And by the time the fight actually breaks out, Wildcard have won this fight before it even started, right? Soul and Smoothie already completely cut out from the fight. They're still running away from the Maokai ultimate. Ryoma basically trying to 1v5, and he doesn't even win DPS checks going up against Lens at this point in the game. And as we finish out the clip, we can kind of get a sense that Wildcard, they set up these situations for easy success, and that's how they find a lot of their wins. As we move over towards our second clip, we can also see another situation, this time they were playing up against FlyQuest Challengers early in the season. And one of the things that Wildcard can oftentimes do is they're really good at adapting where their battle lines are going and how they can actually set a lot of these big plays up. Notice over in the corner, you can kind of see on the mini-map that you have a teleport coming in from Spyrex immediately. But at the same time, you also have Philip over here, who's actually going to be completing a recall before the teleport comes through. He's going to be teleporting to the exact same place. And Wildcard, they can kind of see that this engage is starting to come out really early, and immediately Wildcard is able to start moving and reconnoiter and recognize that they need to go this direction. They need to go away from the flankers. And as Nature's Grass comes out from Keel almost immediately, he's going to throw it this way in order to buy enough time for the rest of the team to move towards the river. And this is something that Wildcard has had a lot of success with over the course of the regular season. As everybody comes in, you'll notice that Spyrex has forced himself into a position all by himself. Yes, he ends up getting the one flash coming out here from Lens, but Philip is all the way over here. Yuji is all the way back here with Keetong, and you basically have 2 members going up against all 4 members of Wildcard, and Moose Hater's already starting to his teleport as well. And this is one of the things, again, Wildcard are so good at using a lot of setups, getting their own setups going, and even though this fight looks a little bit rough, by the time that Moose Hater actually joins, the important members of Lens and Moose Hater are still completely untouched. They're able to clean up the fight. Now, let's take a look at how it goes in the most recent game, right? This is definitely a situation where 100 Thieves have kind of recognized this. Wildcard are a team in general that is okay at front-to-back team fighting, but they really rely on having a lot of these early sit-ups. And this is the fight that happens immediately after Duo King's Nautilus gets caught out. Sniper flashes the wall. I know some of you guys in Twitch chat was like, 2 summoners and and an ultimate just to pick up Duo King. Is it worth it? Well, it ends up getting them the dragon here. And the big reason why it ends up being worth it in this particular case is the fact that the player that we've oftentimes praised on their ability to move around and control a lot of these flankers and help get their setups going is Celigo. But you'll notice that this fight is actually really chaotic. Most of these guys are still over by the blue buff. By the time that they are ready to start joining in towards the fight, it is just a situation where Celigo is able to try and move around. And you can see he's trying to come in from a different angle. Normally, he's blocking out anybody from coming in this way, but there's nobody that's going to be over there. Whereas everybody else, in a very uncharacteristic situation, Wildcard are not actually ready for 100 Thieves to go for this fight. Wildcard are not set up. Moose Hater, for somebody who's so good at getting into the backline and going for flanks, he's on a character that just kind of has to full send it. Not really sneaky. It's not really that Moose Hater that we know, who's constantly been taming mooses throughout his career. But as we start going into this, you'll notice immediately, 100 Thieves, they go in, and we see the separation. Celigo is not blocking out anybody from this fight. It's something that he has been so good at so far. Moose Hater has, sure, he can get onto Unforgiven, but what's the support going to be? Heal doesn't have the damage. Lens is still over here. There's no way that they can actually interact on this fight. And the thing that is so good about Wildcard in a lot of their games is also a little bit of their downfall here. They see a play, someone calls for it, and they all commit to the play instantly. As Moose Hater ends up going in, Lens and Keel end up jumping in as well, and yes, they will end up picking up Pretty, but because Lens is now trying to get in on this fight, he's putting himself in harm's way at the same time. He doesn't have any real damage to contribute, and they end up losing multiple members. This happens again a little bit later on in the game as we start setting up towards the top side of the map, right? Duo King isn't dead just quite yet, but 100 Thieves are able to break a lot of Wildcard setups because Wildcard isn't here. They don't have an objective to play around. They aren't necessarily looking for these big moments where they can use the geography towards their advantage. And instead, 100 Thieves who ends up using it for their advantage. As we start taking a look at how they've already set up all the vision, we have to remember that everybody, as I pull up the pen, everybody over here, completely invisible. Duo King is going to have to face check them. And Keel, he's not tanky yet. This Zac, only level 11, really comes into its own around level 13 when it has 2 items. It's not there yet. This Zac is not actually tanky. And as we start to play through the rest of the clip, the big thing to notice is as Duo King jumps in, he does just get jumped on. But it's so confused, right? There's so many different angles going on here, and the crucial member who's been so good at warding out flanks, Celigo, not yet in a position to do so. They have not set up. Moose Hater is teleporting right here to this ward. He's not going to go into a flank, and he's not strong enough to really put a threat onto Unforgiven or Destiny at this point. 2 of the major success cases for Wildcard are not available, and with Duo King going down almost immediately, by the time Moose Hater gets here, they actually jump onto Unforgiven. But because they're committing to this fight so hard again, because they're trying to pick up Unforgiven, it's giving too much time. We've praised Celigo so much for their ability to block out flankers, but now he is overloaded. There are too many flankers for him to try and deal with all on his own. He chooses to try and deal with Destiny and Pretty, but that's too much, you guys. There are too many different angles. Celigo is already forced out. By the time this fight comes through, there's not a whole lot left for them to contribute. And that's kind of what we've been seeing a lot from Wildcard, is so much of their success has really been coming around their ability to control geography, get these setups going, and 100 Thieves is a team that plays faster than that. And while we wait for Beatdown to come back from his bathroom break, we are going to have an opportunity to talk to Lennon a little bit. And wow, that was a fast bathroom break. Thank you, Beatdown.
No problem.
A little bit more about the geography of that last game, because I know you guys were very excited about how quickly 100 Thieves was actually able to play out that game and control so much of the game and tie up Wildcard on the scoreboard.
Mr. Colorcaster, go.
Okay,
I
was using your name before. That's you.
Oh, it's me. Oh,
no, that's Nate. Nate, go.
Oh, my name. Sorry. Repeat the question.
You guys were so excited.
No, I
how
got
quickly.
you, Joshi. I was listening.
Yeah, I
All
appreciate you, Lennon.
All right.
Beatdown, if you keep doing this, you're going to be out of the next halftime
You're
show
gonna
as well.
be out of it.
Oh, God.
Out of here. No, but it really was interesting the way kind of 100 Thieves challengers used their forward positioning with Yukino and a lot of kind of those forward advances where you're watching him kind of push in with that vision game. The connection, once they had the trigger pull from bot side with the rest of the team, they just used it so well. And it was kind of a stark difference when you were looking at these team fights because Wildcard were a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off running around, and it was 100 Thieves that were kind of decisively cutting through them.
Yeah. And Beatdown, I know that we've been so excited about a lot of picks that we've seen from Moose Hater in particular, but this time the Zac being given over to Keel, and we actually saw Moose Hater going for the Jarvan. My read was that it wasn't necessarily something that he could actually be as aggressive with, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on it, and you can tell me that as we start getting into the draft.
So the reason I think we saw that pick was because of the fact that it was a safety pick, and I said as much when it got picked up. So it's if you're playing Zac, you're going to get absolutely run down, destroyed. You will die several times in lane to Olaf. And the idea that with the Jarvan is that you still have that engage. Keel can still have a champion where he can gank heavy, have a lot of team fight impact, and everything like that. But it means that Moose Hater can also have the same without giving his life too often. But it didn't matter because Olaf was just so broken in that against that team comp.
It was so good. There's so much crowd control that we actually saw them being able to ignore Sniper just kind of running amok. And so as we start jumping into this next pick and ban, Lennon, I want to hear what kind of adaptations you want to be seeing from Wildcard in Game 2.
Well, I definitely think comfort is key still. I would like to see maybe a little bit more sustained ability in bottom lane. I think they had a very boomer bust style bot lane. Yeah. Maybe something to deal with Olaf.
I think I have something to deal with Olaf. It is one of your bans.
One of your bans. That is a pretty good one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Now, we haven't seen the same kind of bans coming out against Wildcard nearly as frequently, but as we start getting into pick and ban right now, I'll go ahead and let you guys take care of that for the rest of it as we get into Game 2.
All right. Hey, I just realized I threw up a 2 for Game 2. Man, we're on the same page here. It's no throw today.
Great.
But we are into picks and bans for Game 2.
Handoff.
100 Thieves will be on that blue side yet again. Wildcard on their favored red side. See if they can actually get a win on it this time around. See if they can push themselves up as 100 Thieves have now tied them in the standings as well. Now we do see that Zyra ban, the Lucian ban as well from Wildcard.
Right, and we'll see if anything else really gets changed. The Olaf ban is not something I'm expecting in that second or that first rotation, so I don't think we're going to see too many differences though from Wildcard. The idea is fine, especially things like the Zac Ori is an identity they go for very often, and it fits the style that they go for consistently. It's just something like, you know, the Olaf is something you need to be considering there.
If 100 Thieves just gets Ashe again, I might be a little sad.
It's okay.
All right, there you go.
Because that was another thing you called out while we were talking about it before draft. Like that pick was insane. You set it up with Unforgiven, with the Chains of Corruption. You had a bot lane while Squishy and, you know, Immobile. They also could make you, the recipient of those ults, very immobile.
Yeah. And we were looking for a little bit of that, like, engage potential to, like, put down the bottom lane, but they went blow to blow level 1, and that really set up, I felt like, 100 Thieves to not get put down with that very aggressive Nautilus as well. We do see Yukino back on the Wukong, so something that worked pretty well for him last game as well.
That's right. And Wildcard, I mean, this is going to be the big question. Do we see the same bot lane come through? I mean, you banned the Ashe, so we could very well see the Draven once more, and then kind of wait on your support pick until you see what 100 Thieves might go for here.
Okay.
Wow. So it's going to be the Varus they take for themselves this time.
And the Vi for Keel. So a little bit of that kind of fighter bruiser style, but also the setup with the Wombo combo of the cease and desist.
Right, so it's going to be an answer, especially if we see Unforgiven and Destiny go for that Zeri Lulu, which they have been doing a lot, and with the Varus taken away, no Ashe lane available to you anymore. That's an option for them. But I mean, the Xayah would also be really nice because already you're seeing all-in potential dive, and something like the Xayah helps you with a lot of safety, and she's so strong, so why not?
They can go ahead and grab the Rakan here and wait for the second phase, try to pick down some bans at least that will help them, and there you go. As we see, the solo lane focus will definitely be there in the second ban phase for 100 Thieves, but now we got to see what the final pick for Wildcard will be in the first phase.
something ranged, almost certainly. Like Annie hasn't been banned, and we've been seeing a good amount of Annie support.
True.
Haven't seen Duo King play that one, but it's a little similar to the Zyra that has been taken away both games this series. And okay, so
the tried and true. This is what I was wondering about last game.
That's not
We got
bad
the
too.
Nautilus instead, but here is Duo King Alistar.
So, you know what? I was talking about ranged, but I actually like this better because you can headbutt the Rakan and cancel the Grand Entrance as long as your reaction is good enough. And I mean, it's fair to assume that at this level, we can see that one come through. That's going to be really nice. Your all-in is also very good, and you need more damage on 100 Thieves' side. Otherwise, you're going to be very difficult to kill, especially in those later levels with that ultimate, the Unbreakable Will.
Yeah. We do see focus, though, on immediately going to top side of the map for Wildcard and mid for 100 Thieves. Get the Jax ban against Sniper. We also get the Azir ban now against Ligo, not wanting to give him a try on that one. Will be the Riven ban, a little bit of respect ban to Sniper, as respect is due.
I'm wondering if it's because maybe Moose Hater's going to go for the Ornn or something. I've seen Sniper play that as an answer. You don't want to give that option away. There's a lot of things we could still be seeing through here. Another ban towards the mid lane would actually work pretty well, especially if they ban the Ori, limit some of those options for Soligo in the mage pool, but instead, okay, that makes sense.
Top lane is taking a little bit of precedence here in the second phase. Now, Wildcard will have the counter pick as well, so we'll see what they want to kind of leave on the table for themselves. I would expect maybe something a little bit more stable grabbed up in the mid lane. Although Pretty did have a pretty good time last game, I expect Soligo to have a little bit of a bounce back here. So maybe leaving that counter pick to the top side and trying to get Moose Hater something he can actually function with is huge.
Exactly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Orianna for Wildcard.
Right, and you have it with the Alistar. You can set up your shockwaves really well, and overall, you have more damage later on into the game with this Varus pick too. So it's gonna fit really well. Now the question is just gonna be what's for Moose Hater topside. You give that counter pick. I mean, Garen's out of the picture. Some of his spicier picks aren't really there. We could technically see the Zac again, but the Olaf lock-in is good because it fits here, and on top of that, it dissuades something like the Zac, like the Jarvan we saw top lane for Moose Hater.
I made a joke about the ground beef thing in the On the Range Derby episode, but now we literally might get him chopping up some ground beef. Duo King's gonna have a nice healthy health bar for him to work through. We'll see what the final pick is for 100 Thieves, though. Would expect Pretty to grab something in that control mage category that we know him for. It is the Syndra locked in.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's good overall because you look at 100 Thieves as
they
have this comp. Oh, what?
We get the Kled into the Olaf. This was a long time coming. It feels like Wildcard will hold it in their pocket.
Yeah, and apparently now is the time for them to use it. That's a spicy one. So, really quick, yeah, okay, they're going to switch that one. 100 Thieves, they have a lot of disengage, which I think is super important for them, especially because you have Xayah, you have the Scatter the Weak from Pretty on the Syndra, but you also have the ability to run down the members of Wildcard. And the thing is, that disengage is really important because of this Kled pick locked in here, where, again, your team fight on the side of Wildcard is incredible, and that ultimate, the charge, is also really adds value to your ability to just run at 100 Thieves.
Also, just imagine a moose charging at you. I guess he rides a moose. He's not a moose.
And maybe, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say he runs next to the moose. He hates it, but he hates moose, right? So he needs to work with them grudgingly.
Somehow,
that's what I'm
some way.
picturing.
Now we're looking on game number 2 of our day. 100 Thieves Challengers versus Wildcard. Coming into this one, put so much stake in what Soligo, what Pretty can do for their team as we get to mid to late game. But it has been the top lane show so far. Sniper with an impressive first game on Olaf. Now we get the Moose Hater response in the Kled.
Oh, we got a little bit of hella reads coming through here.
Oh, just barely to the left.
No, Moose Hater avoids. Oh, wait, they go back in.
They got him with the double take. Oh, one more little on take. Okay, they stopped chasing. No, there's the axe down. Moose Hater. He's going to flash over the wall, but they're going to follow right away. The Conqueror popped and Yukino. The axe from above. And first blood for Sniper.
Moose Hater, you needed to flash a lot sooner than that one. Wasn't able to make it happen. So now he flashed and died. and this lane is already going to be that much harder. You're seeing the recall. Sniper's going to spend that gold. And what could have been a pretty decent matchup or Moose Hater now starts off on the wrong foot.
A guy with 2 axes now already has another sword coming to the lane, and he still has that flash. Now Ignite is there for Moose Hater. Maybe something to be said in some skirmishes, but we're not going to get that even kiltered match at the top lane any longer from a nice move and decisive level 1 play from 100 Thieves.
Yeah, really good, and just a good read. Knowing that they need to influence this matchup, knowing Moose Hater tends to stand in that brush, and they end up punishing him and catching him out for it. So already that advantage. You see the tent emoji because he is expecting Yukino to show up top side. Lucky for him, Yukino is gonna more than likely clear towards the bottom side of the map. Bot lane again, going to be a very important part of this matchup, as it is every matchup, as it is the 80 carry meta we find ourselves in.
It is indeed. What a wonderful world it is. That's
for
just
you,
my
baby.
bias speaking.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We do see Keel hovering up towards this top side. Maybe a little bit of response towards Moose Hater. Bottom, though. Nice little re-engage there. Still only level 1 for Wildcard, though. Makes it very difficult. And actually, we see Yukino pausing his pathing down bottom lane to go for a bit of an aggressive move mid.
Oh, I like this one in transition. You want to... If Pretty gets that scatter of the week.
1 step up. It's not going to be there. Keel has visited top. Sniper getting baited out by the low health Moose Hater. He doesn't expect him to be here, but flashes out. It's Sniper!
Oh, he's healing up.
New monster! He almost takes down Keel as well, but that will be 2 kills to Sniper.
Now, only saving grace actually is that wave is kind of frozen there. Sniper might lose out a little bit, but the 2 kills he earned himself, the fact that
it's a Vampire Scepter
is able to get, yeah. Hey, this is brutal. It's just going to be another rush of the Ravenous Hydra. We're going to see it again. Like, it's level 2, and he's like, you know what? Forget this guy. He's on my screen. That's unacceptable. And he just goes for the 1v1, even through the Ignite, even through Keel, just wailing on him, saying, get off my top laner. And he's just not even listening.
Man, I think Sniper has taken that top lane bracket to heart. He said, I am the better top lane.
Yeah.
Oh, Pretty! Oh. Another solo, but this time it's Wildcard, Saligo.
This is what we keep talking about with this player, Saligo, having such a great split here in spring 2023. Incredible performance into Pretty, just getting that solo kill going through. And that's also after the Yukino showed up mid lane, if you remember, Lennon. They're paying a lot of attention to Saligo, and he's just soaking it up like a sponge. Said, yes, keep ganking me. It fuels me. It gives me strength.
See if it continues to do so. We got to see Keel actually hovering top side, maybe even giving Sniper a little bit of zone medicine. Quick feed from Sniper. Dodges out of both of them.
Angus would say, Sniper putting on his dancing shoes. Quick little left, right. Gonna allow him to avoid another gank towards that top side. Now the question is Keel gonna go for this dive? Now the Sniper is low health. Probably not.
Now that we're looking back at the map a little bit, we still have this 2v2 brewing in top side. Keel, oh no. He's got the Vault Breaker. Needs to get out of there, does dash out. Big wave under tower here for Sniper to grab up at least. I'm going to come of it, but a lot of hovering over this top side, realizing how important it is after that last game.
100%, and really nice thinking from Yukino. Good heads-up play to set up, sync up with Sniper to try and punish Keel. Would have been a crazy play if it worked out, and oh!
Nice little mechanical move from Duo King. Getting the return target a little bit farther away from Destiny, so he can't get to him. Now, we do have Dragon spawned up on the map. We have a little bit of presence from Keel now towards the bottom side. Yukino on his way as well, but Keel will be here front and center. As the engage comes through from 100 Thieves, they need to be a little bit careful here. Flash early from Unforgiven. Nice block from Destiny, though. The duo's just too strong together. Saligo, you've been pushed into the wrong side, and he'll get some return love from Yukino.
That's just 100 Thieves. Getting everything going on the map in this early game once more.
Destiny.
Nice find.
Nicely done. Has that second. As now we're getting the top lane 1v1. Moose Hater actually doing pretty well here.
Yep.
And that's a little bit of that strength the Kled provides in the 1v1 fighting matchup.
Yeah, that bear trap on a rope does apply Grievous Wounds, will interfere with Olaf's healing just a little bit there. On top of the Ignite, Sniper does have to be very careful.
Oh my god, dude, what is up with this 100 Thieves vision game? They literally can see everything. They are the all-seeing eye.
He stole it.
And he got it with a thumbs up too.
So a couple things there. Keel's been spending a lot of time ganking, which I mean, normal, especially given his style, the champions he plays. But now he's starting to fall behind, especially losing that leveled up Gromp. He's just delaying that level 6 that a champion like Vi needs. You're not playing Zac, you're not playing Nunu, where it's like if you're behind, you're chilling. You do need some gold as Vi. Yukino gonna get that level 6 first, meaning that there is an opening for a big time play coming up soon.
If either team wants to put any priority on those dragons, but we have a Rift Herald coming up in about a minute, and now we get a bit of vision from 100 Thieves. And he's spotting out Keel doing the chicky nuggies. We'll actually see a bit of a return, but we also want to look at the map and see Duo King moving out on the map on a bit of a roam, so maybe trying to get something set up around this topside play.
Right, but Destiny's also here first, by the way.
Oh, Soligo steps up a little bit too far. He doesn't have flash just yet. Nice little pull back from the shockwave. Duo King not able to go in just yet either. Yukino is here, and so is Keel.
Remember, no shockwave. Yukino is 6. Keel is not. This is good.
Knockback, grand entrance. He gets pushed back, but the knockback still comes through, and the Cyclone! It's not enough damage to get them down. Sniper has shown up. Yukino locked out under turret. Power Unleashed, not enough either. 100 Thieves come knocking, but it's a knockback from Wildcard.
Oh, wait, look who's...
Unforgiven. It is the nice little stop there and pull back Blade
my
Caller.
God.
Kill. He'll go down to Destiny. No Blade Caller available for Unforgiven to pull back the feathers. But it's still enough to get 100 Thieves something.
Yeah, something back on the map. Even if it's Destiny who gets that kill with the Ignite, you get assist gold to Unforgiven, and you get some plates over to Pretty. And you'll see it here again. This looked good because Duo King's not 6, so you're not worried about that. Keel's not 6, so you're not worried about that either. Even Destiny got the knockup off, but Sniper wasn't there in time, and Soligo managed to avoid some of the key lethal damage here. And Duo King, I mean, that passive on Alistar is pretty good. That also got buffed recently, but I love this move from Unforgiven. Best marksman we have in this league, just looking for these opportunities. So aggressive, always pushing the limits.
I'll also say Destiny has been so mechanically good already in 9 minutes on the Rukon, right? We've seen the blocks of the Vault Breakers. We've seen being able to kind of even get some sustained knockback or knock up into the Duo King trying to counter it. And I think it's been really, really interesting to watch Unforgiven Destiny grow together as a whole this year, but especially on picks like this where it's just so obvious that they're able to perform at that next level.
Now Keel did get the opportunity to pick up the Rift Herald, has ticked over to level 6. So now with that cease and desist, Wildcard can really start to get plays going on the map. Dives, things like that. You probably remember, if they're tracking Unforgiven, Destiny, neither have flashes available. A bot dive would be very kind for Lens and Duo King, especially with the laning phase they've been having. It's been all Unforgiven in Destiny.
And especially with what they're kind of waiting for in the later parts of the game. I mean, we've already talked so much about Soligo on this Orianna pick in last game, but now this game as well, just providing a lot of that sustained damage in the late game, but also just that setup for them. Big shockwave ability with Keel on the Vi, but it will be Lens that's putting in a lot of the work. He's going the Noon Quiver, so going a little bit more of that sustained damage build instead of the lethality. And you love to see that optimization from Wildcard.
100%. You need that damage coming through here, that constant DPS. So it is a good change there for Lens to go this build. Even took the lethal tempo. And now, okay, so it's top lane where the play is going to show up. A good ward from Sniper.
They just really want to give Moose Haters some love. Moose Haters feeling that top lane bracket.
I'm going to tell you right now, they can't dive him, Lennon. It's just going to drop the Herald to get some plates. Like, there's no way they actually go for this. Surely not.
Actually, I like drop the Rift Herald just yet. Still have a little while on that one, about halfway down the cooldown. Just going to get the back off as Dragon goes down. So first Dragon over to 100 Thieves Challengers.
Is that perfect opportunity? Keel shows up topside. It's a plate. Like, that's it. You have to share it.
That's first item, at least for Keel.
That's true. Yeah,
the Black Cleaver. Coming out to not having his blue buff, or unless he steals it, maybe. Oh, he got it.
You got it.
He got it. Look at that. It's the Black Cleaver buff.
It's the mental battles.
A little bit of topside fight, though. Sniper versus
Oh,
Moose
the
Hater.
ignite.
The charge has been initiated, but the shotgun shot not enough to take down Sniper just yet.
I'll tell you what, that refillable pot, the sniper bot, is doing work right now, Lennon.
Definitely
Barely
is.
manages to walk away from that one. And this is a much better look for the top lane of Wildcard. You see why this matchup was picked. Even with that kill lead, Moose Hater has been able to get these leads and get control over this side of the map. It helps secure Herald. It's going to help secure more in these team fights, and now Pretty.
Decent assist. Gonna go through, but a response from 100
Oh,
Thieves.
good read.
Triple knock-up, though. Re-engage on a Saligo, and now kill. He's left out, but Yukino gets the kill on Saligo, and there's another one going down, and Pretty gets his second.
And they've been doing this all series long, Lennon. The reads, Yukino, Destiny, they know what everyone's going to do before they even do it. And that response means it's Saligo and Keel who go down. And it means that this Herald is going to be in an inopportune position.
Oh, he's got Ghost. He can chase him down.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a flash. Moose Hater,
it's a
you're not
kill
getting out of
angle.
this one. Flash down, and that's it. A return and a solo for Sniper.
That's right. Ravenous built, no ignite means no problem for 100 Challengers top lane. And that's just more gold that 100 Thieves continue to put into their pockets. This is a brutal one. Wildcard, I will say, not the furthest behind compared to last game when we're looking at this stage of the game. But there isn't very much for them to play for objective-wise. This Herald is about to expire or Keel, and it's probably just going to go mid at this point. You
Yeah.
take a look at the gold differences here, like it's minimal, right?
Yeah.
Even with that kill, Moose Hater is ahead in the top side. Wildcard need to keep pushing the pace here because with 100
Absolutely.
Thieves, you give them an inch, they take a mile.
And that's 5 plates, first tower as well over
true.
there. So I think huge stuff from Moose Hater to pull back that early game. But now we're looking at what happens afterwards, especially once we're getting into this mid game. How Pretty, how Saligo come into the fold here and deal with those side lane pressures. We're seeing the Rift Herald trying to be escorted in, but it doesn't make it. And Keel not able to get the escort for the Rift Herald to charge and get some turret plates down before they fall.
No, and you talk about Pretty, 2-1 this game. Last game, didn't have the greatest KDA, but I'll tell you what, Lennon, he had that impact. He's that player that we keep talking about to be just like getting that opportunity at the higher level in the LCS, still looking to prove that he belongs there this year, still showing us the performances that he belongs there this year. And I think even in that last game, he was able to have a lot of impact despite his deaths in these team fights. In the prio he was able to get against Saligo.
Now we're looking at a little bit of positioning efforts here from mid lane as an engage and
Oh, see
power
ya.
unleashed. Saligo getting a little bit low here. He could go down. He gets the
Morado?
shockwave back. Destiny gets the kill with the flick of his cloak. And apparently we're coming back to us in the middle of the fight.
We gotta pause. You know, it happens sometimes.
does.
Internet goes down, especially during the good moments. I don't actually know what happened. Internet was just an example that came to my mind because, I mean, you guys were watching yesterday. Internet was a big topic of discussion over here at the Challengers broadcast.
It was indeed. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll be getting something going here very soon. Just hopefully that pause was
One
in
day.
the middle of the fight that was happening. You always hate to see that. Had that happen
Yeah.
to me the other night in the LPL, it was very awkward. And there was a stark difference between the teams when we came out of the pause. But I'm very interested now that we're seeing kind of this back and forth tussle between the sides, and especially Wildcard's kind of response in this game too. While they are kind of buying time for a little bit later game, it is still interesting to see their response with the Kled and how they're trying to play around it.
So they are buying time, but it's coming at a cost, Lennon, is the fact that 100 Thieves, the only lead really that Wildcard have is topside. And Sniper, as far as things go, is doing fine overall. Moose Hater just finds himself ahead. All those turret plates, that first turret bonus gold that we saw
Kled
coming
diff.
through here. Yeah, it's a bit of a Kled diff. It's a bit of a matchup diff. So you look at the rest of the map and how things are going. This is very 100 Thieves' favor. And
We're back
this is
into
what,
it.
yeah, this is what I was talking about.
All right, Saligo went back just a little bit. Saligo goes down. Now Moose Hater trying to get back into the fight. Did use that charge to get over here. Keel just used a flash. He's
You
trying
can't
to
get
get in
close
range
enough.
for the cease and desist. Now he is, and they just leave Pretty out. I think that's just an easy martyrdom sacrifice there for 100 Thieves, but a bit of a response from Wildcard.
That is something back. No Herald to take down the turret, unfortunately, but it is good. They're able to get that done. But what does that mean? Unforgiven. Alone time in that bottom side gets turret gold. Yeah, no more plates, but still, you've had this alone time with the wave. You're getting that extra gold in your pockets. And as the big damage dealer on the side of 100 Thieves, this is still net positive in my eyes. This is still a very difficult game state for Wildcard because 100 Thieves have been making it that way. It's Destiny and Yukino holding hands. Valentine's Day is long past, but that matters not for these two. They have just been syncing up all game, and they have just been taking control of this mid lane.
Yeah.
It's been unreal difficult for Soligo to play.
And I'm just looking out now and seeing, obviously, the full item board across the breadth of 100 Thieves Challengers here. Obviously, very close, our wild card, but 100 Thieves will absolutely take this momentum and use it to try to take this Rift Herald.
Right, and Keel, no ulti, so isn't going to be able to really do anything about this one. Maybe wants to look for the steal, but more than likely you're just giving away your life. Now, Dragons, something... Oh, wait.
A little bit. Oh!
Okay, so Yukino.
All right. That was close, but Keel not able to get it.
Yeah. Right, will be able to walk away. Dragon is up, but Soul, not really anything anybody's thinking about right now. That first Dragon was taken so late. We're 16 minutes in, and it's the second Dragon of the game. It's turrets, 400 Thieves, gold, as much as they can get with this Rift Herald, and Yukino is interfering with Moose Hater so that they can get this next one in, and it's going to just be the whole team, actually.
Oh. Grand entrance stopped there, but now Duo Geek doesn't have any way out but his flash.
Yep.
I'm getting a bit of deja vu from game number 1. This kind of control has become a staple of 100 Thieves. They push the vision game up, they get complete control of one side of your jungle, and then they move with Destiny and Yukino to hover over their carries.
And this is Wukong Rakan we're talking about here. As soon as one of them gets on you, the whole team, the whole Avengers are basically getting on top of you here for the side of 100 Thieves. And now Dragons being taken, they don't care. They want gold.
Care. That's first Dragon for Wildcard, but maybe a couple kills going up. Charge on the backline, though, and the rest of Wildcard are coming up. This is a pounce from Wildcard that could pay off. Nice flash from Lens, gets the Chains of Corruption and the kill into Yukino. As now Keel resetting a little bit here, trying to go in. Cease and desist on a Pretty.
Oh, nice.
But he goes golden. And the Vault Breaker actually used in defense. As I think the Featherstorm went a little bit the wrong way, but guess who's here? It's the man with the axes carving up the beef as Sniper gets himself some more.
Really nice. Sniper could not start the fight, but 100 Thieves, again, the disengage we talked about. Bought enough time for this 3-1, now 4-1 Olaf to show up to the party, and it's just unreal. Again, that control of the jungle you talked about here, that knowledge that they're on the Dragon, and they're just like, okay, well, we're just going to fight mid. But they have to turn back because of Moose Hater, and this is the opportunity to turn things around. You see on the mini-map, Sniper's trying.
He's running.
He's trying to cut. He's running. Boy, he's running. But look at this. I mean, pretty good use of the stopwatch. And even Unforgiven, I think this all backwards is actually in case he turns onto him, and then he can use the Blade Recall to come back. Either way, at this point, once Sniper got here, it was over.
Every time Sniper joins the fight, it's not watching a fight anymore. It's watching a beatdown. And speaking of Duo King, he gets run through by the feathers of Unforgiven, and they're right back to what they were doing a minute ago.
I'm gonna be honest, Lennon, what they were doing never stopped. Not even for a moment here. Now we see the gold once again, and now we're seeing the stark contrast between the laners. The only, again, equilibrium is that top side, but Moose Hater isn't able to do anything with it when the damage isn't there across the rest of the map. Yeah. And because he's the only one who can deal with Sniper, in these team fights, when he shows up, he can just ult, ignore the things like Bear Trap on a rope.
Bring on the world. The charge comes through. The flash is out. He's under tower now. Maybe he can turn something back, but the CC chain, too much to deal with. A shutdown goes to Keel. But here comes the cavalry, as now Pretty will knock back Keel here. Yukino's trying to take down Moose Hater on the side. You got Destiny coming around the way as well. Yukino just does so much damage on his own. Destiny chasing down Moose Hater and gets the predict on the grand entrance. And now Keel knocked back at again. Can't dodge out of 2. As now he should just go down eventually for this team. No, he doesn't.
No.
He makes it out. Oh, God. Yukino said, nah, I'm going the long way around.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know what? The struggle is early game with Vi. Your Vault Breaker is on a disturbingly high cooldown, but now at this point in the game, Keel's feeling better about it. Can keep that one going to keep himself alive, but it's not much to be happy about here, Lennon, because now 100 Thieves, 5,000 gold up. Everyone on this map is just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves, they don't have anything to play for unless unless 100 Thieves get off the map as a team. And Wildcard happen to be in the area and they start Baron, that's it. You're not playing for a soul because that's like almost 20 minutes from now before that actually comes through. And it's just Baron. That's the only objective you have.
Yeah, I mean, you have Navori Quickblade now completed. You've got second items coming across for 100 Thieves. Continued control on the map to be expected, but also just the performance of 100 Thieves. We were talking coming into this one, there were some rough losses this weekend for both these squads, and while that will remain so for Wildcard, 100 Thieves with a definite come up here, they're trying to put the pain onto Wildcard.
And Wildcard are certainly feeling that pain, Lennon. You see this map control over that top side of the map. There's even some vision bottom side. Every wave is pushing against Wildcard, and it just means that I wouldn't be surprised if 100 Thieves go for a cheeky two-man Baron plate with Sniper and Yukino if Wildcard aren't careful. The fact that nobody's on the map right now already has them worried about that.
Look at this, though. Every time, and something that we really haven't focused on is the fact that Pretty is just continuously getting huge scatter of the weeks. Now, re-engage, though, charge on to Unforgiven. Beautiful mechanics, though, from the Featherstorm into the Flash. We got a bit of a stat upside here, though, for Wildcard. It's a front to back that Unforgiven are willing to take.
Oh, they want him.
He's there again, and a double kill for 100 Thieves Challengers bot lane. And you'll see continued efforts to try to take him down, but he just won't.
He just can't. And again, the fight's set up by Pretty. He gets these scatters of the weeks, these stuns to start things off. And at 2 items and change, the damage is there, Lennon. And it's unbelievable how consistently 100 Thieves find these angles. I mean, you have the vision. Your job, like, you're trying to clear out what you can, but as soon as Soligo steps up, it's like, oh, hey, that's not allowed. And the follow-up just comes through. Yes, we're seeing Duo King come up in levels, and that ultimate, the Unbreakable Will, means you are very hard to kill. And you see how they get that damage onto Yukino. But realistically, he is not your target. It's Unforgiven. And because nobody's paying attention to him, he can help burst down Duo King, and he can help Sniper run down the rest of Wildcard.
We see in the picture-in-picture, we got a dragon started up here. No response on the side of Wildcard. This will be second dragon of the game going for 100 Thieves, at least. And now we see actually movement over towards this Baron pit. Just try to set up some vision around here and maybe try to bait out another fight. Because as soon as Wildcard get fought into, I feel like 100 Thieves are running away with it.
Oh, they are. They got their sprinting shoes on. You see Wildcard trying to run their way to the Baron to clear out tiny little bit of vision. You see they have some wards, some pretty key spots to allow them to slowly walk forward as a team. Oh, yeah, he's running it back, which I really like to see. And actually, I'm really interested in how this 1v1 will go now.
All right, let's go. He's popping it now. They're all outing each other. There's no Kazante as Moose Hater in a little bit of trouble. Let's go right back in. He's about to have Scrawl back. Sniper needs to run away. He has no tools here. He's just going to turn back around. The 1v1 we were promised. And Moose Hater goes on top of it all. But his team back behind him are being gunned down one by one as the feathers come to rain hell on Wildcard.
And they get the triple kill for Unforgiven. 100 Thieves, again, where it matters. They come out on top, and Wildcard have nothing to say about it. That's a Baron. That's another flash of the TL logo that we'll find out the meaning of one day. And it's going to be an easy neutral for 100 Thieves. They have everything they need to put this game to a close.
Moose Hater can do all he wants in the side lane, but the game going handily in the favor of 100 Thieves now. This will be that Baron going to all 5 members and a reset back onto the map for 100 Thieves.
And now we're just going to see the gold spend is just incredible. Unforgiven finishes an item, buys a BF sword. Seeing that NL needlessly large rod for Pretty. These stats coming through, making these team fights just even more potent than what we've been seeing so far, Lennon. And with this Baron push, these objective bounties are coming up soon, those Pretty prizes, and it also means that we are once again in one fight territory. See these waves, the way they're pushed in. 100 Thieves need one good, clean fight, and they can close this.
They're going to be pushing for it as well. Not much for Wildcard to gain back onto the map. Unforgiven is the one pushing for it and stealing camps because he's just that damn strong. 3.5 items on the Zaya that Lord Dom's going to do work into Duo King and Keel. And even Moose Hater as now the side lane under pressure. Hero tier 2 going down quickly to 100 Thieves, but it's Wildcard trying to make a play. Ragnarok popped. And a little bit of a interesting attempt to try to catch out an Olaf.
Yeah, I mean, don't know what they were thinking would happen.
Ragnarok? It's almost
it's
a quarter off cooldown.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say now that's one big ultimate Wildcard don't have anymore, so it could be setting up for Moose Hater. He actually has a pretty interesting angle, could come in with the charge.
Getting caught off though, and I mean if he connects on a sniper, that charge is not going to go anywhere. We'll see if he can find an angle here. And right now, it's just Wildcard getting pushed off their bottom in-hit tower. They're going to go in. They bounce the Ligo! And Unforgiven goes godlike as now Keel run down himself, but he won't go down just yet. It's the Baron stag push from 100 Thieves.
That's right, Keel has to back. They have a wave, even if it's small, and another one on the way. 100 Thieves, they could close out the series right now. A much-needed 2-0 is in delivery.
Trying to finish it out, trying to push themselves above Wildcard here in the late season push. 17-9 looks real good, and Sniper wants it. Triple knockup from Destiny, and that just seals the deal. As Moose Hater gets down, he's still out, and that is 100 Thieves with a 2-0 to finish out week number 6.
An incredible performance from one of the challenger teams we expected to be on top. They decimate Wildcard Gaming.
What a way to do it, too. And Wildcard will be reeling after a tough weekend. But 100 Thieves, they will be triumphant once again and push themselves to the top of the standings. I know Cubby will be happy about that one. But it's going to be a nice little bounce back. We will have an interview with 100 Thieves after a short little break with Joshi on the other side.
I wonder what's on TV.
Their carries, like you're saying, are.
I was wondering when we saw the.
Hello, welcome into the LCS Challengers League. I'm Magical, joined in by the bald one himself.
Breaking news, it's breeding time. Despite the woes of their LCS counterparts, Dignitas Challengers is good. Led by veterans Insanity and Diamond, seeing a return to form from Tomo, young players Exu and Who have taken the Rift by storm. Speaking of storms, Cloud9 have tied them at first. For more on that, let's go to Mazel with the weapon.
It's raining cats and dogs!
Mazel, I can't hear you. How are Lost and Zazel doing?
Thunder and lightning! Thunder and lightning!
What's going on?
It's over, Rizzler. You have nowhere else to go.
Gamers, one last time.
Are you tired of your League of Legends games ending in 30 minutes with a Baron fight into a mid lane push? Well, get on down to NACL Real Backdoors! It's backdoors galore. Get yours before the storage floor has no more. Boom! 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 Sign up with the hashtag NACL on Twitter.com for 10 minutes off your next Real Backdoor order. If you want some more Real Backdoor action, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Challengers League, twitch.tv/PathToLCS, twitter.com/PathToLCS, youtube.com/PathToLCS. Wait, we don't have that one.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to Moose Haters Garen International Travel Agency. Do you want to play Garen? All you need to take is Ghost, Phase Rush, and a second item Zeal, and you can play Garen wherever you want around the world.
Previously.
Oh, hey, Cubby.
Oh, hey, Rafa. You were in another meeting today.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Listen, I was busy with LCS because I'm a full-time caster. Well, how was your Academy story meeting?
Rafa, you know it's called Challengers League? Or at least you would know if you were there. Oh, come on. Besides, we added 6 more teams and have way more fun games, so you're missing out.
The most valuable prospects already got promoted.
Yeah, that's the point of the league. Promote the good players.
You mean like me?
Okay, you know what? Casting with flowers was better.
Teams should quake.
Call the Rizzler today.
What if there was nowhere to hide?
Oh,
I know this
sorry,
guy.
SkyTech. You're not getting away from this one.
What if there was nowhere to run?
For this side, Blaze is like, I can deal with them. I'm fine. I'm okay.
What if there was no will to fight?
Come on, guys. We could beat them if we work together.
The rest of C9 is on Baron, and now he's going to be solo killing again.
He's trying to get the best Hoon impression here.
MNS2. Nightmare on LCS.
Don't miss On the Range featuring Mazel weeknights at 11.
There's nothing on. I'm just gonna play some League.
Welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. I'm still in charge today, but I'm joined here by 100 Thieves victorious top laner, Sniper, coming in. So first off, we have to give you a bit of congratulations. This is the first 2-0 you guys have had in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's for sure been a minute, and I'm just very grateful that we got this 2-0 today.
Yeah, I know we've started to build 100 Thieves Challengers up as one of the teams that we think might have a chance to take the whole thing. Is that something that you guys have been feeling at all as we start looking towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we're a scaling team, and I definitely think we're starting to scale more now, because I think what our team lacks is consistency. I think we're all very good individual players. So once we start, I guess, just like working as a team more, which we've been doing for the past couple of weeks, we've been focusing on that a lot. And yeah, I think once we start overcoming our problems, which I don't think we have that many actually, but they're just like very small things. And I mean, PG's ours. Like, we're gonna completely fist every academy team there is. Or sorry, Challengers team. I mean,
there you go.
But,
I mean, I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. You guys have been playing very well, and you in particular had a fantastic day, 2 back-to-back Olaf games, where you just kind of tearing things up. Was there anything that was surprising to you when you started seeing either the Jarvan or the Kled?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever played against Kled in my life. So I just told coach, like, hey, like, what do I go versus champion? And he's just like, go flash ghost, because you're also against the Jarvan. So yeah, I mean, I like barely play against Kled, so I don't really know what he did, to be honest. I mean, I know what the champion does, but I don't really know how that matchup plays out. This is like, I don't know, I think I only played Olaf like 5 or like 6 times in my life before, so it was definitely exciting to me to, I don't know, just like to test the waters and just like try these new matchups out, I guess, on stage, which is probably not ideal. But my Olaf is for sure needs some work, but I definitely think yeah, today showed that my Olaf is to be feared.
There you go.
Put it that way.
I love it. Just being able to bring it out with not a whole lot of practice, just like that much confidence in yourself and your team. And I know earlier on we were talking about it at the top of the day, you were actually the winner of the community Twitter bracket for what the community believes is the best top laner currently in the Challengers League. What did you do in order to like pump up all of your fans in order to make sure they voted for you?
Honestly, I think I already had that fan base there, so I'm just like extremely grateful to all my fans for voting for me. Even though I definitely think it was cloud diff. Sorry for the rest of the top winners, but that is reality. I do have a very big, and I guess I think I definitely haven't been tweeting or like streaming or anything like that. Just like focusing on social media as much as I used to. But yeah, I definitely. I gained a lot of confidence knowing that there's still people that support me there, and just everybody in general just like wanting me to, I guess, succeed. Obviously, there's gonna be haters, there's gonna be all that kind of stuff, but I mean, that's like what keeps me going, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, myself included, and yeah, I was honestly surprised I won that vote, even though I do have a lot of confidence in myself. Yeah,
I mean, we all have a lot of
thank you guys for voting for me.
We all have a lot of confidence in you already, and I know one of the things that we've been looking at is you have been probably the most hyped up prospect currently coming into the Challengers League through your time with 100 Thieves Next, now in 100 Thieves Challengers. How do you feel like you developed that reputation for yourself, and do you feel like you've lived up to it?
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely think the 1 year in amateur definitely gave me a little bit of experience. Even though I was playing from home, it was obviously much more different than what it is here in Academy, which is absolutely beautiful.
Challengers.
Sorry, Challengers. My apologies. I keep on making that mistake, but yeah, Challengers League. So yeah, there's for sure more to come, and I've definitely been enjoying my time in Challengers League so far. So yeah, compared to amateur, which I had I had tons of fun. Because I obviously had like a really good team and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just been absolutely wonderful so far. So I'm very just very grateful for this opportunity.
Yeah, it's been great to see. Now, you were talking to me a little bit before this. You've kind of been on this self-improvement grind, not just as a League of Legends player, but also just as a person. You've been going to the gym, you've been working on bulking up, and you've been reading a lot more self-improvement books. So I gotta ask, Sniper, for you and everybody else out there, what's the #1 tip you've come across in your recent readings?
I stumbled across a book actually a couple months ago called Can't Hurt Me. It's by David Goggins. I think if you guys are like into the self-improvement category, I guess, then that book will definitely change your life, as it did with mine. So I definitely think, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of books out there for self-improvement and all that kind of stuff for any like gym enjoyers or just like people who want to change their lives for the better, at least. So I would definitely I mean, you can just go on Google, you can just search up like self-improvement books or books that will change my life or whatever, as it did to mine, like I said again. But yeah, I definitely think Can't Hurt Me is a book that changed my mind.
All right.
Or changed my life. Sorry.
We'll have to take a look at it. Before we let you go, Sniper, are there any shout-outs that you like to give?
Shout out to my wonderful family. I'm sure they're watching me right now. I'm so grateful for them for letting me fly out to LA to experience all this kind of stuff. Shout out to my teammates. They're all wonderful teammates. I can't ask for better teammates. My coaches, Dan and Kire. Danny and Thomas, as I would call them, because, you know, it's like, we're just tight like that, if that makes sense. But yeah, I can't ask for a better team, for a better home, I guess, like 100 Thieves have brought to me. They brought so much accommodation, a lot of support, and just everything in general. I've been absolutely having a blast here.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Congratulations on a 2-0 today, Sniper. We all have really high hopes for us. We hope you continue to live up to that reputation we built for you. Yeah. But for now, we're going to go ahead and let you go. We will be right back in just a few minutes with our next series of the day. Team Liquid first, going up against CLG Challengers. Don't go anywhere.